Thanks for checking out my channel. Today's video is on spiritual forgiveness versus acceptance. I see a lot of confusion in this area. I don't agree with the current common perception of this subject at all. I hear people throwing around the concept of constantly needing to forgive people for their atrocities, even if you are not fully aware of what has been done against you. I believe and have plenty of experience to know that this leads to putting your guard down and sprinkles in a bit of Stockholm Syndrome for many. I personally do not see this as a viable path to healthy thinking. I suppose I would address what is being implied here. I've heard many times that this is the only way to release what has been done to you. I wholeheartedly disagree, especially when what was done to you has not fully come into the light. Here's a quick explanation of how I understand spiritual forgiveness on a healthy-minded scale. Forgiveness is a two-way street. Many have said that this is more important for the forgiver than it is for the transgressor. This is a flat-out lie. It is far more important for the creator of the problem. Those who cannot apologize and properly atone for what they have done are pathologically toxic to others. Forgiving them repeatedly only leads to further and in most cases more extreme transgressions. You are literally playing with your life and livelihood here. These people are not mentally stable. What they desperately need is the rock bottom of non-forgiveness until they accept accountability for what they have done. Instead, they are actually desperate to experience consequences for their actions, for the purpose of learning and embracing the aforementioned accountability. Otherwise, you are dealing with a lifelong predator. So no, we don't allow this behavior, and we certainly don't forgive it. Instead, we hold them accountable while safeguarding them against destroying our lives with no contact and strong boundaries. This is already a very difficult thing to do for many. Senseless forgiveness holds us in a pattern of seeing their perspective. This leads to concerning ourselves with their childhood or their past. This is where Stockholm Syndrome begins if we aren't aware of it, which most are not. It means that we begin to identify with the abuser's humanity even though they certainly don't treat us as such. Forgiveness here can lower our defenses, and that's the last place we need to be. Forgiveness is a mathematical exchange like everything else. Proper forgiveness requires full apologies with no omissions and proper atonement when necessary, such as a thief paying people back for what they have stolen or criminals going to jail for what they have done. Not forgiveness. That isn't safe here. Reciprocal mathematical forgiveness, in my opinion, works well for those who we want to bring back into our lives or the deceased. But dangerous people, especially those who display long-running poor decisions, no way. Keep your guard up and keep them out. No apology, no forgiveness. Learn to decipher the difference. Your life could depend on it. Karmic law will seek to mathematically balance for the purpose of learning. That's why we're here. We don't let adults run around like Peter Pan or Good Time Charlie and get away with everything. We have our own responsibilities to consider. Self-love needs to develop, and that's what helps to put our foot down. People need space to overcome betrayals. They don't need the liar back in their face manipulating. They need to go. People who have been betrayed need space to heal, and they need to turn their focus onto themselves until that process is complete. Mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. Adam Smith. Acceptance is the other option. Acceptance says, I understand these are low-level beings. I understand that they are inclined to do what they do because they are toxic. Acceptance of understanding who and what they are is important, but it never reopens the door. Acceptance of who they are instead helps us understand that these people have proven to be dangerous to our lives, and we have drawn boundaries to keep them out. As for harboring ill feelings or resentment and carrying them around, that happens either way. When truly victimized, we will need to work on ourselves. Many times we allowed the wrong people to get too close. Many times we've done nothing wrong but don't fully understand that there are people like this. These are important life lessons for us. We know that we can't carry others' mistakes into our permanent future. This keeps them around energetically. It's okay to write somebody off as bad or a loser and move on to heal on our own. If it's the truth, label where you deem necessary for the purpose of keeping yourself safe. This is generally utilized when we know full well that we don't want these people back in our lives. Accept that they are toxic for your safety. You don't need to know any more than that. Go no contact and keep your guard up around them. They have already proven to be untrustworthy. Don't let them back in. Acceptance merely says, I know who you are and you don't fit in my life any longer. I don't personally find acceptance to keep any lingering feelings around that I can't get over. I've never had a problem that I feel just falls in line with understanding. Forgiveness is very different than acceptance for me. Neither promotes negativity towards anybody. I find that I can move on in either circumstance. However, it does take work to overcome betrayals of any kind. That work is always mandatory. Some religions will tell you to forgive infinitely and teach that people don't know what they're actually doing. This is severely dangerous, as lack of consequences for actions will create rampant narcissism. We are seeing this in real time now, as narcissism is widely underreported and currently a worldwide epidemic. The real boss of our existence is karmic law. Karmic law will seek to mathematically balance. Retribution and healing are of divine focus. You aren't a god that sits above anybody. So, you are not required to forgive anybody or anything instantly. Instead, listen to your own soul. You may need a long time to work through your healing. That's okay. There's also this wonderful idiotic quote, hurt people hurt people. This is not true. There are billions of people that have been hurt in life. It's just part of the deal. However, many and hopefully most do not turn evil. All hurt people are not inclined to take their toxic lives out on others. Instead, they adopt the attitude of becoming more than their abusers. They stop the abuse. This is healthy soul growth. Don't fall for that BS. Evil people hurt people, and it's not okay, no matter what was done to them. The true statement is, hurt people learn how to heal. They don't perpetuate future violence. Period. Forgiveness is a two-way street that requires full apology, no omissions, and atonement when required. Acceptance is simply about understanding and releasing. I cannot subscribe to the word forgiveness having multiple meanings within the same dichotomy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I also have to feel it. If I don't feel it, I release it as peacefully as I am able to. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my book and my website. The book is called Truth, the Frequency of the Divine, and my website is guardianspiritualadvisor.com. And if you want to help out, I have the donation tab available as well. I'd like to thank everybody for checking it out.